really beyond my expectations there. Hello and welcome to another J-Rock video. So all I'm going to go through here is sort of taking up the lateral growth in your lawn. So all of them sort of bits of grass and everything else that doesn't grow up the way vertical but grows sort of horizontal, and sort of the problems that can occur, how you can get it up, and just basically how to manage it. So that's what we're going through. So overall here it really doesn't look very bad. The last cut I actually done was with a rotary mower, so everything's sort of looking pretty fine. But take you over here and I'm going to show you what I mean. Sort of down this bottom end, and this is really the worst part of it, but your lateral growth is areas like this. So I am getting it down this sort of side edge, crazy, down the side edge where basically I can't turn in properly with a cylinder mower. So what happens is that it lays all this area flat, and then what you get is lateral growth. So look at this, you know, if you're pulling that up straight, and you know, if I just rake all that back, look how long that is. But where this normally happens is with cylinder mowing, you go over it, and it just sort of lies down flat and it grows long. The problem with this is when it does come to cut it. So if I just snip that now, if I can get you closer here, the sort of crown of the plant, the base of the plant, sort of thicker, yellower part, sort of grows higher. Let's get a bit there. So if I'll pull this out, what it does is it grows higher, so that it can support then the leaf of the plant, what's at the very top there. So when you constantly cut short, the leaf here gets lower and the crown sort of shrinks. But when it's left to go along like it is over here and you cut it, you're left with all this yellow base and it looks disgusting. So today this is basically what we're going through, and just a few methods of how you can kind of keep it up vertical, cut that and sort of stop that happening within like the main part of your lawn. Right, so here we have it. So literally you've got your sort of scarifier cartridge, or just whatever you're using for a scarifier. You'd use this on its highest height, and all that's going to do is when that rakes in there, it's just going to pull that grass upwards. So you're not looking to sort of take away thatch or anything else, you're just looking to bring them blades up and sort of high again. Next one, things that you might have sort of lying around the house: a brush for example, and a rake. This is what I'm actually going to be using today, and this is a bulldog sort of leaf rake. And what it has is it's got really sort of strong tines on it at the very end there. So nice and lightly I'll just rake over the grass here, and it's just going to pull it out. So by doing this often and keeping on top of it over the sort of main areas in your lawn, it will reduce that sort of crowning. What you'll find is if you go away and you leave your lawn for ages, let's say a week and a half, 2 weeks through the growing season, you come back, you give it a cut, and it's got like that yellowy browny part, and that's the crown that's sort of crept up, and you're then cutting the crown and not just the leaf. So by doing this regular, it's just going to keep on top of that, therefore sort of keeping it all to a minimum and basically leaving you a better finish. This is a plan right here. So I'm going to use the Husqvarna rotary, because that sort of has a rotary blade. It acts as a hoover, so everything that I sort of rake up and it gets it sort of more into the vertical, you'll see it in a moment. This will then cut that off a lot easier than what your sort of cylinder mower would, because again it's got that sort of front roller, and all that's going to do is it's just going to lay it back down again, and you're going to have the same problem. So whenever you do this, if you can, use the rotary to sort of take the top ends off before you then go with your cylinder cut. So I'm not sure how well you can see that, but literally on the edges like here again, okay, we've got a bit of grass that's just sort of, because it's in the corner there, it's just kind of been laying lateral. And honestly, it doesn't take long, it takes a couple of weeks, and you know, it's kind of getting to this length, so you really just got to keep on top of it. Also, my problematic areas, what I pointed out before, is these sort of fog grass areas. They are very lateral grown, so if you do leave them, they'll really just, they'll flourish, and they'll just get on too far. Like, yeah, perfect example where the crown's just got too far up and then the leaf blade sits on top. So when you keep on mowing it, you think it looks all right, but really this is what's building up. So now that we've got areas like that pulled up all the way across the lawn, I want to go over it with a rotary at 30mm, then go down with it at 25mm with a cylinder. Look how nice that's actually brought that out. Really beyond my expectations there. But as I'll show you in a sec, it's kind of taken all the top stuff off. But all you need to do is, I'll get out of the way here, is look into your catcher and you'll see the type of stuff you get out. So you know, like in there, there's you can see a couple of like the crowns of the plant, sort of really thick yellow stuff that, you know, you shouldn't really want there. You shouldn't really be picking up at all. And this is just kind of the very ends of the grass there, because it wasn't that long. But if you just look down from this angle, there's just nothing sort of sticking up anymore. So there might be the odd thing, but now we'll go over it with the cylinder mower. And all that's going to now do basically is give it that cleaner cut, like finish, and it's going to put the stripes in. So I'm going to follow this diagonal pattern because it seems to be showing really well in the sun today. So I'll do maybe triple width today. Let's just see how that goes, and yeah, see what comes from it. There we have it. The only other things I would say is kind of do it often, but if your lawn's under stress anyway, then just be careful with how hard that you're raking it, because that might you might basically go too deep and stress it out a little bit, sort of like scarifying. Although the best method of doing this, if you can or if you've got one, is obviously a verticutter. What that is it's like a blade cassette that you could put in these Suffolk punches or your Alec mower, whatever it might be, and it basically cuts off any lateral growth. So then it encourages the plant to grow vertical. That's your best case scenario, but today was just about sort of what you might have lying around the house and what can help. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and see you in the next video.